listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV Suits After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV Suits After Show.
Hey. I love this song.
Who is it?
It is, oh gosh, the one question. I had it written on another cheat sheet, the one question. I will tell you later, John, don't you? Bing is for doing, and we are here doing for the second time the AfterBuzz TV Suits After Show. And today we have a change in the lineup. I'm still Tara Johnson, but Tiana Hoffman could not be with us today, so she sent the very lovely, the very capable
Ashida Onrae. Hello, everyone. I am so happy to be here on my absolutely new favorite show.
See?
New favorite. New fan. I'm a new fan. Love this show.
She is now a suitor. Suitor, suit up.
Yes.
And the thing about having Ashida is she's fantastic because not only is she a fantastic AfterBuzz host, but she is worked as a paralegal. So I worked as a lawyer for several years in New York, but if you really want to know what's popping and locking in law firms, get you a Rachel or a Donna. And this right here is a Rachel.
Yes.
And we also have with us now, today's episode, we're season 2, episode 12, Blood in the Water, and it show us the truth. But we had a character, Trent Devon, who was probably the most handsome, well-dressed,
absolutely,
computer geek I think I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
And they needed a talented actor to bring it to come to life. And we have him with us today. We have Jon Foster in the AfterBuzz, his house.
Hello.
All right.
Yes. I love applause.
All right. The gang is all here. So, season 2, episode 12, Blood in the Water. Mm-hmm. It starts with Mike, you know, trying to get his stuff together the best way he knows how. Mm-hmm. And he is there vacuuming all of his marijuana paraphernalia.
Right. Trying to get his SHIT together.
Right. Get your stuff together.
Get your stuff together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess my question is this. Did Mike really get it together so well in this episode? Because as soon as he hits the halls of Pearson Hardman at 8:30,
right,
Harvey tore him a new one.
He sure did.
Like
but you know where that was coming from. That was coming from the relationship, you know, that had ended.
Yes.
That was that anger festering, and he used him coming in at 8:30 to let it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Projection.
So, yeah.
Right?
Projection.
Yes. Projection. A good woman will do that to you.
Yes.
I don't know what a bad woman does to you, but a good woman.
A good woman would do that to you.
A good woman will do that to you. Right? So Harvey is completely heartbroken that did not work out with Zoe.
Actually, I was heartbroken. Okay, this is the first time I'm watching this, and I actually loved the character, and I was like, no. Where is she going? What happened?
Yeah.
And yeah, because I like the accent. I loved her.
Oh yeah. And
I
the thing
loved
of it
her.
is, not only do you love her, you love why she couldn't be with Harvey. She was leaving to take care of her niece. Her brother was dying. Like, come on.
It was so
It's
genuine.
true. Good-looking couple too, huh?
What?
Yes.
Right?
They look good together.
On screen and in real life.
That's what I think.
We said last
Yes.
week they make us totally upset because they're a real life couple, and I'm jealous, but whatever.
Right.
Right? So Mike gets in at 8:30, and I have worked. I have to confess, I will not release names, but I've worked for that partner who says it's 8:30, which means you're half an hour late of when you had to be here, which is really an hour late of when you should have been here.
That's tough.
That's tough.
That's a real kick.
Yeah.
Right? And I bet it was a Monday morning, which even makes it worse.
Right, with your purse still on, and you haven't even dropped your stuff.
And he was like, I was vacuuming myself.
right. I was getting it
Well,
together.
that's why I'm late.
I thought I was doing a good thing.
Vacuuming my stuff.
I thought I was doing a good thing.
Right.
So he gets hit with that. And then, you know, let's talk about the situation with Harold.
Yes.
where Harold got reamed because the firm is losing clients. Let's
That
just
poor
say
guy.
it.
Yeah.
Right? The firm is losing clients. Clients are leaving. Associates are leaving. And Harold is the first casualty. Louis Litt finds out about it, and he just rips him apart. He fires him. But of course, everyone in this firm depends on Mike because he has the ear of Harvey. So Mike goes to Louis and says, okay, look, you scared Harold. This is great. Louis gives him a deal. If you will sign off on everything that Harold does.
That's a tough deal, man.
That is
Right?
a tough deal.
Because now the responsibility rests on him, and that's major.
It's major, but think about it. Like, Harold is this great associate.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
And he says, the reason I just can't get my crap together is because Louis makes me nervous. But here I have, like, papers from my teacher, which I don't know who keeps, law exams in their
Right.
I got a whole file of all that.
Actually,
Second
someone
grade.
that got a really good review.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, because if something like, oh, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
keeping this.
That's true.
Show my work.
Yeah,
Show my
absolutely.
worth
That's
and
right.
my work.
So if Mike is going to be the barrier between the two of them, maybe Harold's going to pull it up and pull it together. Was it really that, was it that big of a deal for Mike? Should he have put his neck out there?
I don't know, man. That's tough. That's really tough in that kind of environment too, with that kind of workload. I don't know if that's a very smart move on Mike's behalf. Although it would be a gentlemanly thing and friendly thing to do. I don't know.
I agree, but I also understand that he has a lot going on. He got emotional issues. He got personal issues. He got a
emotional
lot.
issues.
He's just like, I just can't carry no more bags. I just can't do it.
I really thought he was going to say yes.
I did
I thought
too.
the whole time I'm like, hey, he's totally going to do it.
I thought it was totally going. And I think, except for the fact that he had the conversation with Harvey saying, get your stuff together.
Yeah.
I think, but for that conversation, under normal circumstances, he totally would have done it.
Yeah.
Because that's a
Yeah.
Mike
You're
Ross
right,
thing
you're right,
to do.
you're
Right.
Yeah.
But he's totally trying to redeem himself.
Yep.
And he's like, I can't take on anybody else's
I
stuff.
can't take on anybody
I'm barely
else.
getting my own
Oh,
stuff together.
Exactly. I'm barely surviving.
I'm barely surviving over here. I can't do it. So he doesn't help out Harold. And Harold is gone. And I'm surprised no one said to him, I can't believe you didn't save him. Like, Rachel even let him off the hook. And we know he is not Rachel's best friend right now.
No.
She seemed upset.
But when she said he didn't deserve that she was kind of saying it in a sense to him about her.
See, all you Rachels
Projection.
talk the same.
All that projection. Oh.
All that projection, yeah. She was like, he didn't deserve that, and neither did I.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what she was saying. I picked up on that immediately.
You
I
get it.
love this show.
Did you study
this show.
psychology?
No.
Oh, man. But you're right. She threw him one, and she was like, he did not deserve that.
He did not deserve that.
And he didn't deserve it. But someone had to pay the price because poor Louis has to throw his weight around
Right.
whenever he can.
Right.
So we have Mike coming in late. He doesn't make any friends because he's not helping out Harold. Then he comes back and he tells Harvey, look, I'm telling you associates are leaving. And Harvey doesn't take his word for it, but he takes Donna's glimpse. As soon as Donna glimpses at Harvey, he's like, man, we got to do something.
Right.
And Mike is like, wait a minute. I come and tell you something and you pay no attention, but Donna just glimpses at you and it's like, let's do something.
Right.
So I think he's feeling insecure in his position now also.
Oh, yeah.
Really? You get that?
You don't think so?
No.
He started crying at one point.
Oh, yeah, true. Okay, you're right.
Almost.
Yeah.
I think the thing of it is he said actions have consequences.
Yes.
When he completely got ripped, when the guy came to visit him. And he also told Louis later on that actions can help redeem you. And I think that's where Mike is right now. I think Mike is in this position where he feels like everything I do, I have to redeem myself to Harvey.
Yes.
Because they had this level of trust before, and now Harvey's like threatened him twice to fire him at a blink of an eye.
Right. That's true. He does have to redeem himself.
So I don't.
And he did.
You think he did?
I think he's gradually getting there, little by little.
With this one thing, you think he redeemed himself?
Okay, maybe not. Because you're like, you think I'm like, okay, maybe not. Maybe
back
I'm
up.
new to the show. I'm new to the show.
absolutely
I'm just gonna roll with it here.
No, I mean, I think that the thing I will say about this show, the writing is so fantastic.
It is, yeah.
It's
It
like
is.
amazing writing.
It is.
And the way I feel about the show is that there are all like parallel themes going on in the show. So even though we think Louis may be having a hard time, Harvey's also having a hard time in the same way, and Mike is having that same hard time. Like they're all attempting to redeem themselves, just
Right.
to different people.
Yeah.
True. I agree with that.
So like Mike is attempting to redeem himself to Harvey. Louis is trying to redeem himself to Harvey, which we'll talk about why Harvey is the holy grail at this firm to Lewis later, but he's trying to redeem himself there. And even Harvey's attempting to redeem himself or make sure he's in the best graces with Jessica.
Right.
Who is gorge, love you, Gina Torres.
Love her.
Right? Every
I love
scene
her
she's
outfits.
in. Right?
I just love a woman in power like that. I think that's awesome.
It is very sexy.
Right?
Yeah, it's very,
Very
very
sexy.
sexy. I was just like, go ahead, girl.
Well, let me ask you.
Go ahead, girl.
You do it.
You do it.
Since we're talking about clothes and costumes, were you able, John, to get any of those Tom Ford suits that,
You know, I didn't even have to ask. They pump it out. They got amazing threads over there. They got a whole warehouse. I can't even tell you how big their warehouse is.
Really?
It's unreal, man. And they have, I mean, I would die to just sneak in there and steal half their stuff.
Did you take anything? You can tell us.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think I got some like hush puppies or something like that.
Hey, man, do whatever you can.
They almost had me in these really awesome purple velvet loafers.
No way.
And I was like, yes. But it didn't come. I don't think they liked that very much.
But how many different outfits did you try on for your scenes, or did the costume people know exactly what to put you in immediately?
Probably about like two outfits per scene. We tried out maybe 3, but they chose great. It was really fun just for that reason alone, because they all look so sharp. Everybody looks so great on that show.
Looks so great on that show.
Really impressive wardrobe
Now let me
department.
ask you this. I want to ask you this on fashion question. When you put on your
He's ready.
He's like, yeah. Did you feel like, yeah, I'm the man?
Yeah,
like,
hell
yeah, I know. It's something about clothes that will just transform you.
I talk about that all the time, because when the sun goes down, everybody gets dressed up and goes out, and everybody's got their like nighttime attitude, and that's my favorite, because everybody's just like so sharp.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, swag.
But everybody is just dressed to the nines on that show, and that was an exciting aspect of being on it, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I also have to ask you about when the scene with you and Harvey and Mike, or I'll use Gabriel and Patrick, when they use real names.
Slash
right?
AKA.
And I guess they're at what's supposedly your house.
Yeah,
You're out by the pool with this view, and I'm like,
what's going on here?
Boom.
Yes.
That's what I showed up. I was
that?
yeah. They actually wanted to have, apparently the director and writers had originally in the first draft had like 5 girls swimming in the pool, just kind of like swimming around and stuff. I was like, what? Why? You guys don't know what you're doing. But I was happy about it. So it makes that character look very powerful, and it was a fun character, because they definitely didn't want to pull entirely on Mark Zuckerberg or anything like that, but it was definitely that kind of essence of the Silicon Valley genius, or whatnot, which I'm so impressed by those people, because they know what's up right now.
They do,
sure
but
do.
their fashion sense, you had nothing on what you had on.
Right,
I
was like, oh, okay, he's handsome.
I was like,
Thank
wow,
you.
Yes.
this is supposed to be some kind of computer nerd
Right.
dressed like this. I'm heading to Silicon Valley right now.
Right.
Pack a bag. No, it was great. So wait, while we're talking about it, what was the vibe on the set, working with these people?
Amazing. I'm sure most people would say, oh, everybody was amazing, but really everybody was amazing. Like, everybody's so cool. Patrick Adams was hands down one of the nicest guys I've ever gotten to work with, and he just so happened to be best friends with all these people that I grew up with since childhood that I didn't even know about, which was funny to kind of uncover when I showed up in Toronto. But everybody's so talented, and it's very apparent. The second you walk on that set, you're like, I gotta bring it.
Yeah,
I cannot nap this one out.
Right.
No. But yeah, and the producers too, and the writers, everybody they know what they're doing. They really do. They get it, and they're doing a great job, and they definitely made me feel as comfortable as possible.
Your character on this episode was like really pivotal to the story, because you're coming on. I mean, your name was mentioned.
Yeah,
your
they talked about me more than I was
like,
actually.
But your character's name was mentioned in the first 2 minutes of the episode, and it really made everyone realize, okay, we really have to recover after this civil war that's happened in this firm. So your character set off so many other different things.
Right.
How did you prepare for this character? Did you feel that pressure, or were you thinking more of being the computer person, or?
I bought really nice clothes, and I hung out with my computer a lot. To prepare, to be quite honest, I found out about the part 48 hours before I was on a plane for it. So it was a really fast transition. Although it wasn't hard to prepare for it, only because I do know a couple of guys that are very much like that, who are dealing with amounts of stress on that level of $100 million deals and whatnot, and their kind of focus that they have in life is a different kind of focus than what most people have. So I kind of just drew on that a a little bit.
Okay. And we can talk about those names of those people with
Yeah,
those
and their addresses.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll talk about that later.
Hint.
Another character in the show this week that we saw tons of different transitions was Harvey. Harvey had some real interaction with like everybody this episode. So we mentioned his aftermath of him breaking up with Zoe. But then also he goes in on Mike, which we figured is projection.
You know what? Before you go in, I just want to say, since I'm new to the show, that Harvey is very sexy.
Oh, no doubt.
He is.
I'm loving it. I just need to put it out there. Harvey's very sexy. Yeah.
Like a man giving props to another man.
Yeah.
Dead.
And you've met this man in person.
Yeah, and I was like, you're sexy.
Yeah.
I didn't go that far, but I did.
Love it.
Yeah, just stared at him occasionally. He's just a very powerful guy, and shows on set too. You know.
But in real life, like without the suits on and that kind of thing.
He's I wouldn't say he's as cutthroat as that character, but he definitely has the same intensity. Yeah.
Really?
Absolutely, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
He works hard. Shows on set too. He's always working.
Yeah.
Always.
Wow.
Again, to your wife, Gabriel Jacinda, if you want a break,
Yeah.
I'm available. Let me know. You know, everybody needs help.
If you want a break.
Everybody needs help every now and again.
Vacation time?
You know, whatever you need. We can figure it out. We can talk about it.
But I'm sorry for interrupting.
No,
okay,
of
go ahead.
course
I just
not.
wanted to put it out there that since I'm new and I see Harvey, I'm like, oh yeah, he's sexy.
Put out the vibe as
Yeah, I
much
just
as
need
you
to put it
like
out
to.
there. Go ahead. No.
So Harvey has this interaction with Louis Litt. He rips this guy's office, self-esteem, everything apart. When I saw it, don't get me wrong, it came up when Harvey found out the associates were leaving, and Harvey accused Louis of giving Allison Holt, who Diane Neal was like amazing, right? Is she not crazy? So giving her like a report card of all the associates because her firm is now stealing all of the top associates in the firm. I thought it was too much. I love the execution, but I thought he went for Louis's jugular just a little too soon.
Although he was poaching.
No, I mean
that's pretty heavy.
Yeah, it's definitely heavy, but I mean, it's as far as he was saying, basically that Louis had met with Allison, given her a report card of everyone. This is the best associate. Take them, kind of. I mean, Louis, we all know Louis loves this firm. Like, this firm is his life. He says it all the time. I love to see Harvey take over this guy's office. I thought it was amazing when he like threw everything off the desk and that kind of thing. And for me, I know women can be emotional, but in my opinion, when a man says to another man, "I will never trust you," like, to me, you do not exist.
Right.
That's to a completely different level.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, that's like
doesn't go much further than that.
right. Like, we are done. Like, we are absolutely done. I thought Harvey was a little heavy-handed to Louis at that time.
Yeah, he probably was, but he just needed to be at that time.
It also had to fuel his resignation too.
Yeah.
It definitely fueled his resignation because, I mean, Louis, as we know, teeters on like this border of being okay, not being okay, but we know that his relationship with Harvey really means a lot to him. And having Harvey's respect, if nothing else, means the world to him.
Right.
So now to know I've lost it for something I didn't even do,
Right.
it was crazy. I mean, my heart was crushed for Louis at that time. And I didn't know. I was like, oh no, Louis.
I know.
What can we do? And I didn't expect it to go so far as Louis to have the conversation with Allison to leave. I thought Harvey would have rectified the situation before then.
Well, no, later he did. But I just loved how it went and how you didn't know what was going to happen. And him giving the resignation, I was just like, oh my God, what's going to happen next?
Right.
You know, it was just really, really great writing. I love the writers. They do such a phenomenal job. And I was really into each and every character. And Louis, you know, his character is a little hilarious to me. And you know, those odd sexual innuendos that he goes through, you know, it cracks me up. It's just, and that must be really fun to play.
Oh, it's got to be.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Rick Hoffman does an amazing job.
He does.
Right.
Of this. I mean, let's talk about it. Like in this one episode, we saw his character go through
Oh my God.
how many different emotions.
Such
Yes.
a roller coaster.
Yes.
You know, it was like he was completely vulnerable. Like every layer had been pulled back. When Harvey confronted him in his office, I thought he was going to run under his desk and hide like a 5-year-old kid.
Right.
Like that's what I felt
Right.
for him. Because
Absolutely.
the way I look at Lewis is, and I've unfortunately met people like this, these are people who grew up, maybe bullied, you know, never really quite fit in. Now they have this law degree and they're a lawyer and they've made it to senior partner in a major law firm, and that really is their life. That's where they get their self-esteem,
Yeah.
their pride,
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
So to me, that's Lewis.
Yes.
So now he has Harvey coming in, confronting him and almost stripping that away. I couldn't even imagine what it took for Rick Hoffman to like get with that emotion to portray that so honestly.
Oh yeah.
Because he was amazing in this
really
role.
was.
this-
He really killed,
phenomenal
killed
actor.
that episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really good.
So I mean, Harvey comes in, confronts him. He wants to cry, but where do you go from there? I thought talking to Allison was a bit strong. I mean, I think it showed how hurt he was, but I never thought he'd make that move.
I did.
Did you?
Yeah. I as a man, I can see him making that move.
Just like retreating,
man.
fleeting.
Yeah, then going to another firm. Like, okay, I'm not here. I'm not wanted. I can't grow. How would I be able to grow? if Harvey doesn't like me. You can't. If you
Yeah,
can't
he was
grow.
brick-walled.
Yeah,
He didn't have
totally. He
his,
couldn't
like-
go nowhere. And especially if he doesn't trust you,
Exactly.
then what?
Yeah.
So anything that you do with him business wise, it's null and void at that point.
But
Because-
isn't it difficult to say? Because Lewis says, this firm is my life. I love this place. I would never do anything to betray this place. And then go talk to someone who's like poaching all of your partners, all of your associates. I think that's contradictory to what he said before.
I agree with you on that one, but he's probably thinking, where can I go? At least I know this person, I know what I'm getting into, and I can start at the level that I
Yeah,
want to start at.
self-preservation. You know?
Right.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, I guess
That was a bit strategic.
But it was horrible negotiating skills because he met with Allison and like laid all his cards on the
Right.
table. I have no place to go. They don't want me. I can't take partners. You know I'm a great fit, but I have nothing to bring to the table.
Right.
And you're going to strip me of my senior partnership. And he's still thinking about going. Like all of his identity is gone, but he still is thinking about going.
Yeah, gotta survive.
I don't know that's survival.
Well, I mean, men think differently.
How do they think, John?
I'm gonna go where because also too the other firm pulled all his associates, 5-year associates. So no, you know what I mean. So just strategically, he's going somewhere where they can actually use him and benefit him.
Okay.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I think he's just trying to stay afloat.
Yeah.
He's
And
just
I'm gonna
trying
go
to
where I
maintain
know.
Any,
Right.
any composure.
And the 5-year, I know the 5-year associates because I train them. So
But
let me
he's
just
given
go
up
there.
everything. Like she's like, you have to earn your senior partnership. Where he had to do that at
True.
at the at Pearson Hardman. Like
Right.
it's as if he's walking into the same situation that he's leaving, except there's no Harvey.
Right. And maybe that's better.
Maybe I guess the thing is, I loved his conversation with Mike in the bathroom. Look, I'm sorry. Let me just stop for a second.
Okay.
When Mike got jumped outside of that office building,
Right?
I mean, I know for a fact.
That's what I was thinking the whole time. It's
We're-
about that.
I mean, I know for a fact you had an affair with this guy's wife. I get that, right? I'm not saying that's right. I'm not there by saying to anybody infidelity is right.
Right.
But my question is, how did he know where Mike worked? And he's like he'd just been hanging out there all day. This did not look like some kind of scrub guy. This guy was dressed nicely.
Hey, I love Mike. I'm just surprised he didn't get hit a few more times. He only got 2 punches.
Really? It only took 2 to lay
And
him
a
out.
kick.
And there was nobody
And a
else on
kick.
the street.
And
it
a
was
kick.
like,
Yeah.
you're your mind just doesn't let you stop after 2 hits in that kind of situation. Not that I would know. I just would imagine that. I just, the whole time I was like, man, that was all right. Yeah, that's 2 big punches. Yeah, that was
That was
serious.
2 big punches
It
and
was
a
big.
great kick.
That was a
Yes.
good kick. You're right. I
He
guess that
made his
kick was
point.
the exclamation point on it.
But he didn't try to defend himself.
No, and he just got his stuff together,
Yeah, right.
and then that happened.
Then
it's
that
like-
happened, but he didn't try to defend himself. And again, going back to the themes of actions have consequences, because that's how he explained himself
Right.
to Lewis. And he also said to Lewis, actions may be able to redeem you. Do you think he didn't try to fight back, thinking, I brought this on myself. I take what I'm going to get.
That's what it seemed like to me, yeah.
But you just let you, I mean, you just got
wrong.
doused. Like, come on.
He was, but you know, he was going through all of the emotions prior to that with the case that resembled his grandmother, grandmother, right? So he's really kind of going through all of that too. So he needs to fix that relationship, you know, messing with a married woman, dealing with the fact that he had a client that he represented that really was under the influence, and he's under the influence.
Right.
So all of that probably toppled down on him, and he's like, you know what, I really need to get together. I can't fight back. I deserved it. And that's what he said at the end. I deserved it.
Dude, you can always fight back because...
I know, but this one, you know, he was wrong.
That was not pretty, man.
Yeah, but he didn't even really have an opportunity because he just kind of fell to the ground.
Yeah,
he did. He got blindsided.
I'm sorry, then...
Yeah.
Wow. He took him out.
Yeah, he did. So.
But I mean, I commend Mike for then going upstairs to finish the job.
Right.
Right? Again, I got to redeem myself.
Right.
Finish the job. And the conversation that he and Lewis had in the bathroom, and where Lewis really breaks down his relationship with Harvey, saying, no, you know what? It hasn't always been this way. We used to have this kind of working frenemy kind of thing or whatever. And what's the analogy he used? Oh, Ralph Wolf and Sam Sheepdog.
Yeah.
Right? Which once he said to me, I was like, oh, it's I get that. You get in the day, you clock in.
Right.
You almost try to kill each other, which they do. And then you clock out and you're friends again.
You know what? Men can do that.
Yes.
Women cannot do that.
No.
We hold a grudge and we'll be like, you know what? I do not like you at all. But men...
Let's talk about that.
Right. But men can do that. Can be like, oh, okay, yeah. All right, so drinks later? Right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Right. I hate to admit it. She's so right, though. I don't want to tell the truth.
Right. Men can really do that. That's amazing that you guys can do that.
I don't know what it is. Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Me neither. It's a loophole. I don't know.
And it's forgotten.
Oh, yeah. It's like
not even
it's totally forgotten.
It's totally forgotten. So you want me to be like, yeah, you know what, we're cool, but then it's still in the back of our minds.
Yeah.
Right.
And you like, I can never trust her. But men will never say that. Men are like, no, we're really cool.
That's what the Real Housewives franchise is made on.
Right.
Like completely made on.
Right.
Yeah, we're good. And then behind the back,
right.
when our chicken comes at the restaurant, we throwing it all everywhere, But you're right. That's what you're right. Women can't do that.
Women cannot do that.
Which I'm very happy to know that all the women in this show get along. Jessica, Donna, Rachel.
That's a good thing.
Right?
That's a good thing.
Oh my gosh, if they didn't, that'd be a whole different show.
I know.
But you're right. Okay, so men can do this. Is that the reason why Lewis is so upset about it? Because they had like this balance and respect. And now that is gone.
Yes, I can agree with that.
How do you get that back? There's like one case handle it?
Bro breakups are tough.
Are they?
Bro breakups.
Yeah.
How are bro makeups?
Pretty good.
Are they?
They're pretty easy.
Are they really?
Yeah. It usually goes like, hey man, I'm sorry about that. And you're like, no, that's cool, man.
And then that's it. That's the whole conversation.
That is literally it.
That is it.
That's it. Just the acknowledgement, and we're like, no, it's okay. It's fine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, we are breaking down all types of knowledge here today on the Suits After Show. If you love what we're talking about, and I know you do, suit up. Go to iTunes and download our podcast and the podcast for all the other amazing shows that we do here at AfterBuzz. For Suits, we'd love for you to go into iTunes, download it, subscribe, give us 5 stars, comment, tell us what you don't like, tell us what you like, so we can do more of it. We get a petition going so John can come back next week and every week. There you go. So let us know. We would love to hear from you. Thank you so much. It helps us keeps the light on. And we also get a chance to talk to you, know how you're feeling. You talk to us, we'll definitely talk to you. So thank you for tuning in and going to iTunes. Bam.
Bam.
Go.
Bam.
Oh, Tara.
I try to get it in. So getting back to the show.
Okay.
So poor Lewis, right? He's talked to Allison. He's going to take this crappy deal just so he can save face and try to go someplace and redeem himself and build himself up again. Then he goes and he visits Jessica. Oh, fantastic Jessica. Do you think that conversation was enough? I thought that conversation might have been enough for him to say, okay, because Mike said to him in the bathroom, who cares what Harvey thinks? Jessica is really in charge. You go and you talk to Jessica. Jessica tells you how she feels. I don't want you to leave. She instituted the, Lewis Lit Rehab program, for him.
Right.
That's still not enough. I thought that would be enough.
No, it's not enough because it's Harvey. It's not Harvey saying it.
Pride.
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
So he needs Harvey to recognize it.
Yes.
I wanted to see Lewis at that moment with Jessica in his, back pocket, walk into Harvey's office and like throw all this stuff off his desk and say, Jessica told me I could stay, you suck, whatever. Didn't get any of that.
No.
That's like getting in a fight with a friend and they throw a party and they don't invite you, but all your friends are there, and you're like, no, we got to work it out together before I show up to that party. Like we got to work that out, So it's like this, like that. Is that too obscure? That might be obscure.
No. I totally get that. I try to keep, all my friends close before
Right.
parties. You know what I mean?
Everybody out.
Right.
Everybody else is out.
Yeah, keep a friends close before parties. No, and I get that. Again, as I was saying last week, I love Louis Litt. I love his character. I love his vulnerability. I'm just waiting for him to kind of develop that backbone without the need of Harvey. And that may be really counterintuitive to his character and what his character's all about. But I'm just waiting for that moment where he at least attempts to rise up and say something to her,
Absolutely.
That would just add something completely different to his character.
Right.
I want to see it,
But
Louis.
he hasn't graduated to that emotion yet.
Right. Maybe at the end of the rehab program.
Right. That'll be the predictions.
He's getting beat up right now.
Oh, yeah.
He just got beat up.
You're right. So he talks to Jessica. Jessica says, I will waive, your conflict. You can totally leave, but I want you to stay. Then she has a conversation with Harvey where she lays it down. And this conversation that Jessica had with Harvey sounded so much like the conversation Harvey had at the beginning of the episode with Mike, when she actually said, your job is to help me.
Right.
Your job is to make my life better.
Right.
And she says to him, you're off your game, which sounds a lot like get your stuff together.
Exactly. But just with more pizzazz because it's coming from a woman.
That's right.
Yes.
Pizzazz.
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
That's what we have.
We
Pizzazz.
we definitely lack pizzazz.
Yeah, we have pizzazz.
But she laid down the law, and Jessica and Harvey have this kind of relationship where it's just like Jessica is Harvey's. To Louis, Harvey is that person. To Harvey, Jessica is that person.
Right.
So again, in the law firm, we see this like lockstep type of hierarchy that goes on, which really happens in
real life. Yes,
there you go.
Absolutely.
It really happens in law firms every day.
Every day.
So it's for real for that. So now Jessica has Harvey on a very short leash, and she says to him, you overstepped your bounds. You practically made Louis leave out of this place. I want you to fix it. Now.
Yeah. Fix it now.
The way I want it done and now.
Right.
And no one questions Jessica's.
No.
And how does Harvey, I know he is going to fix it with Louis, as we know he fixes it with Louis, but now he really has to fix it with Jessica too.
But did you see how he fixed it
Yeah,
with Louis?
that's what I was just
Did you see? He was just like, rip. But they didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Because, men can't talk.
Right, that's what I'm saying, but isn't that the manly thing you do?
I was definitely when I was watching it, I thought a little bit, but that's it. That's how you're gonna make amends. It's just you're gonna rip the paper.
I thought that was man language.
We gotta talk about man language.
That's good.
We gotta talk.
I thought it was man language. I really did.
It's definitely man language. It was more like guerrilla language, Not. I mean, it was just intense. It was like
Right.
There was just no verbal acknowledgement. It was just that.
Right.
But it spoke-
I thought it was like, I'm gonna tear you in half or something
That's
like that.
Oh, that's how you took
I
it?
kind of took it like that, even though you're staying, I'm gonna tear you in half. That kind of thing. I didn't.
Oh, that's
Wow.
interesting.
See, I didn't take it
I didn't
that
take
way.
it that way.
Maybe I was projecting. That's what I was thinking.
Because he went in real slow, pulled it out. I mean, the whole emotion, because
Yes.
acting is nonverbal.
Yeah.
So we as the audience is reading into it. So he just went in real slow. So maybe you're right, because he went in real slow, pulled it out, opened it, didn't open it, but he just dunked and then
Shook it.
he just shook it and opened it, but never took his eyes off of him. So maybe you're right.
That's a good point.
That's a good
Never
point.
know.
Because Jessica's making him make
Exactly.
up.
That's what.
Right.
When somebody tells you to go make up with it, I don't want to make up with them yet.
Or
Good.
Glad I'm making it better for
Yeah,
you.
no, that's really good.
Or I'm sorry, I'm all
Yeah,
excited.
get in there.
This is my
Jump
new
in, jump
favorite
in.
show. This is my new favorite show. Or it could be, Jessica's right, and I'm mad. I have to go and do this. It could be that too.
Right.
Could be that too.
I have to save face,
Absolutely.
but I'm not going to say anything.
That's deep.
Yeah.
You guys are deep.
Yeah.
I'm clearly
Can I
not
get a
that
high
deep.
five? You working it
All
today.
day.
Huh?
Clearly not that deep, but that's good stuff. I guess we have to watch and see what happens
Yes.
because I took a completely different way. Like,
How did you take it?
well, I just took it as him saying, "Okay, we're not
good.
chicks.
We're good.
Yeah, we're not chicks. I'm not gonna go in here and hug you and all this kind of stuff because we're going back to the Sam Wolf. We're going
Right.
back to the Ralph and Sam kind of scenario. So I'm not gonna like hug it. We're not gonna hug it out.
Right.
But I'm gonna show you that you're cool with me. Like I know what you did. You helped Mike out. Like you helped save our character. Trent from his merger. So like you helped us out. I know that. Jessica's making makeup with you. So let me show that it's it may not be 100% right now.
Right.
But we're back on the right path. So
You have a
that's how
point.
I took it.
You have a point because he kept saying, Lewis did that?
Right.
Wait, Lewis did that?
Stayed all night.
He had to,
You stayed all
He
night.
stayed all night? He did that? Yeah, he had to,
Yeah.
So
That's
you're right.
it.
You're right.
We'll
That's
have
a
to
good
wait
point.
and
Yeah,
see
we
what
have to wait and
happens.
see.
Dun dun dun.
Well, since you're here with us, John, I want to ask you a couple of questions.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So what else can you say about this? I mean, when you got the script,
Yes.
we were talking about how fantastic the writing is.
Yes.
When you initially read the script, 48 hours before you had to be in Toronto.
Yes.
What did you think of the show, the writing, your initial impression?
It's amazing. I mean, my father was a lawyer for a long time, and I got to see him exist in that world for a while. So I was excited to go and be a part of that kind of environment. But the character just seemed fun, to be in that kind of a situation where you're having to make those kind of big decisions, which is always fun to play with, our big decisions.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was it. Mostly, I know how well respected the show was, and that was really exciting to obviously be a part of something that's so respected.
In Harvey's office, when that initial scene came on, like, does everyone walk around the halls as intense as the law firm feels right now?
Yes.
Really?
No one makes eye contact. No.
Yeah.
Again, everybody, regardless, works their butts off over there, so it may as well be a law firm in that room. Everyone's working 14, 16 hours a day, and everybody's hustling. I mean, everyone in the crew. There's a good 150 people on that crew.
Wow.
That's
And
a
you got
lot.
shot in Toronto, right?
We did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you know before you went to the show that your old friend from Accidentally on Pooch was going to be there?
Pooch Hall.
Pooch Hall. You know what? I was shocked to see him.
Were you?
Yeah. I was like, wait, that's Pooch from the game.
Yeah.
In a different character.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, I'm digging it.
In a suit.
In a
Genre
suit.
jumping.
Not bad.
In a
He
suit.
looks good in a suit.
Yes, he does.
He looks real good
He
in a
absolutely does. But I'm not going to flirt with him on this show.
All right. He's the best. He's amazing. I got to work with him on Accidentally on Purpose with Jenna Elfman about 2 years ago, and obviously we, became really good buddies. And I was saying earlier, he didn't know that I was going to be a part of the show, and I showed up in Toronto, and I started messing with him, texting him, being like, why haven't you talked to me in 2 years? And then he's like, oh, I'm just so busy, man. And I'm like, I know how busy you are. Come and knock on his door, and we're in the same hotel, like 2 doors down from each other.
That is hilarious.
He's great, man. He's the best. He's a real sweetheart and a hard worker. Yeah.
Come on up.
Yeah, come on, Pooch.
Yes, Pooch.
Come on, Pooch.
Absolutely.
There's an empty chair over
That's,
here.
well, we can put one. No worries.
Right. Yeah, don't. I was about to say something there, bye.
Yeah.
So you saw the episode.
Yes,
What
I
did
did.
you think?
I loved it. It was fun. It's an interesting experience. Always watching yourself as an actor. It's, you're not quite ever watching yourself. You're watching yourself pretending to be somebody else, which is always, a funny thing. But I loved it. Again, I mean, I can't say enough that all these people are so talented, and the way it's shot just seems, I don't know, mature to me. It's really, really a fine-tuned show.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Because I'm hooked.
Yeah.
Right. Everyone's hooked.
Everyone's hooked.
Well, let's take it back a couple of years when you mentioned your show,
Yes.
Accidentally on Purpose.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that. I say we all petition CBS or whomever we need to petition
To bring it back.
to bring that show back. I loved it.
The baby wasn't even born.
Right.
Do we pick up where we left
Right.
off? Or is it
Other
older,
shows
or-
have done it. They brought back 90210
Yes.
20 years later or whatever.
Yes,
They sure did.
Yeah,
Carrie
they did.
Diaries too.
Right, so we
Yeah.
can bring this show back.
Yes, please.
How was that experience working with Pooch and Jenna? And
Oh my God, it was somewhat of a dream come true. That's you know, cutting it short, to be quite honest. It was so much fun. It was down the street from where I was living, which makes life very easy in LA. And you know, I had watched Jenna Elfman quite a bit on Dharma and Greg growing up, just because it was on in my household when I was a kid. And so when this thing kind of came to light, it was very surreal to now be playing her romantic interest, let alone her, you know, the father of her child. But she is amazing, and everybody on that cast as well is incredibly funny. And I'd never done a sitcom before either, so being in front of a live audience and having that kind of fast-paced acting, which is much different than anything else, because you got to be right on the spot and handing you big paragraphs of jokes that you've never seen before in front of everybody and having to memorize them on the spot and stuff, puts you on your toes, which is good training.
Wow.
So overall, it was an awesome experience. It was really cool.
Well, if you want to catch up and watch the show, as I was telling these guys, I wasted all of my Saturday watching all the episodes you can find on Netflix. It really is a fantastic show.
It's fun, yeah.
And I was watching, like when the show first came on, you had a short haircut.
And then it grew out.
And then it grew out,
And
and
then
the
a
facial hair. I
beard.
was like, is he aging because of this baby? I'm not really sure.
That's why the show got canceled. He got too old. Got to cancel the show.
Now you have a brother.
I do.
He's an actor,
He is
producer.
an amazing actor, producer.
Also,
Yes, he is.
you guys have worked together before in a movie.
Yeah, a couple here and there. He always kind of calls me up and says there's a little cameo in this thing, and I'm like, yeah, sure, that sounds like fun. I hang out with him on set for a little while. But he's great. He's the reason why I started doing this, because he's been doing it for so long. And if you haven't seen him, you should, because he's an incredible actor. My favorite, for sure.
Aw,
That's so
brotherly love. We love brotherly love.
Gosh, I can't take it in the studio. It's too
Right.
much. So how is it to work on set with him?
It's great. I mean, he's very, very focused. He's what I call an immersion artist. So whatever he's playing, he is very much lost in that world and has a very hard time coming back to and communicating as himself. So you just kind of watch him do his thing, which is really inspiring.
Do you guys have the same style, or do you?
Sometimes. I mean, I know that he and I both approach each project differently each time. You know, they call for different things. Sometimes the method, way, so to speak, is important. If it's something you haven't experienced before, then how are you supposed to pull on something that you haven't experienced? So that's where that kind of method ideology comes from. But sometimes you don't necessarily need to go that far. Sometimes you just need to be yourself,
Right. And he gives you good direction.
Yeah, he's less direction, more encouragement in maintaining composure in the industry. He's great. He is truly my saving grace for sure. Yeah.
And what did your parents say when their second son was going to become an actor?
I think they're just they're very happy for both of us. They're very supportive. I can't imagine how hard it must have been, and I feel for all actors' parents, driving their young kids, 13-year-olds, all over the city for these auditions that, you only get 1 in 100 possibly, and,
Right.
It's a lot of work for everybody involved in a family who's got actors in it. So it's tough, but it's really fun. It's really fun.
So as I read, you can tell me whether I'm wrong or not. You have a little musical talent too. Do you play some instruments? Some drums?
I do.
Little
You
bass?
got great research.
Look, man,
Tara.
I knew you were
Who's your
coming.
team?
I
I
was
want your
not.
team.
Tara's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, she's just awesome.
You are.
Well, I wasn't gonna let you come and maybe like, well, let me know.
Yeah.
No.
I have. The last year, I've been working on a music project called Bad, one word, and I've been doing that with my girlfriend for the last year and a half. She's Chelsea Tyler, and she's an amazing singer, and it's kind of dancey and ominous and weird and fun. It should be out in the next couple months.
That's awesome. So are you playing? Are you singing?
I produce all of it.
Nice.
Oh, I play pretty much every instrument. I wouldn't say that I'm a savant at any of them, but I can play them all. And I've been in music production for, I'd say, about 8 years now. So I record my friends and whoever wants to make songs and stuff like that.
Brilliant.
Look at that.
That's awesome.
Fun stuff.
Renaissance man in the house.
I love couples that work together.
Oh, it's fun.
Is it fun?
It's really fun. Yeah, it's fun. It's hard because, you work 8-10 hours a day just like any other job, just sitting in front of a computer, with, texture and sounds and stuff. But it's nice to have something other than just your relationship to focus on too. You have an end goal in mind that you're both working towards, which is really fun.
That's a different perspective because most men will be like, really? I need
a break.
Space. and I'm like, we have to follow the things. Let's make the music and stuff. Let's do it. Breakfast is over.
Right.
Get in there and sing.
Right. I need space. I've seen you 10 hours
today.
Get
in the box and sing. Damn it. Yeah, it's fun. It's great. I love music. That's definitely my passion, other than acting.
So what's on the acting? Because I want to see you back on my,
on
not that
tube.
I'm stalking.
On the tube.
I want to see you on the tube or the big screen.
I think in April I'm going to do a movie called Thunder Run, which is a big war movie with Matthew McConaughey and Gerard Butler and stuff like that about the taking
testosterone.
Yes.
Love it.
Lots of men.
Love it.
Yes.
Blowing up stuff.
Right.
So that should be cool. It was supposed to be a CGI movie where we had to wear the spandex suits with all the balls all over it.
Yeah.
I was really excited to get in the pajamas every day and not have to go through hair and makeup and all that stuff. But I guess they switched it over to real time. But I guess we can expect that in a few years to come out.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should hit a little news and gossip so we can wrap this up.
Gossip.
Gossip.
Well, for all of us suitors, loving Suits, I think the way that we were able to catch up on all of our episodes is during Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays. USA put all 22 episodes on USA.com, USANetwork.com, and then also Hulu. This was all a strategy by the USA Network executives to pull you in and have you exactly where they want you to be. Over that short period of time, over 6 million episodes were viewed of these shows, and it has made Suits one of the top 6 original series on cable.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's a fantastic show.
It is. They pulled me in, and
There
I just did it today.
Absolutely.
I didn't even need to see 22 episodes. I saw 2. I was like, oh, I'm in.
That's it. There was a recent article in Hollywood Reporter, and they were interviewed separately, but the executive producer, Aaron Korsh, and then also Gabriel Mock, they interviewed them separately but asked the same questions. And they were asking about the next 6 episodes and what's coming up. So one of the questions they asked was about the Harvey Lewis blow up. And what do we expect from Lewis in the next couple of weeks? And Aaron said he does work himself back in. It happens in the last 6 episodes. The inherent flaw of Lewis's character is no matter how many steps forward he takes some steps backward because he shoots himself in the foot because of who he is. Interestingly, Harvey does the same thing but in a different way. Everyone has their flaws, and everyone's flaws keep them from moving forward and getting where they want to be.
Interesting.
So we will have to see.
Yes.
And we didn't even get a chance to talk about it. We'll talk about it briefly. The conversation that Harvey had with Jessica at the end of the episode when he basically says to her, I want my name on the door. And she didn't write off and say, okay, we'll put it there tomorrow like I think he expected. But I think a little more came out of that conversation than he expected because I think she said the scenario of when he was talking about Mike.
Right.
She said everything he is in a day can never make up for what he isn't. And Harvey's response was, that's the same way you feel about me. So I think this decision of Harvey's to bring Mike in as a lawyer, non-lawyer, someone who's never gone to law school,
right,
didn't even graduate college,
right,
I think it's going to haunt him. And that's what he's going to attempt to overcome in the episodes to come because now he wants his name on the door. And I'm curious to see what Harvey's going to do to get it.
I am too.
Do you think he'll sell out Mike?
I do not.
I do not.
No.
Do you think he'll come
because
close?
he fights for him too much.
Very. Inches,
hairs
right? Away.
Yeah.
I know, right? Okay, so I think since we're doing it, let's talk a little predictions for what's coming up.
Now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So we have 4 episodes left in season 2. What do we see coming? Ashida, your prediction.
My prediction, well, of course, Lewis will be back.
Of course.
I think that will be. I think Harvey and Mike will have some issues. I think that the decision that Harvey did to bring on Mike is going to haunt him, and he's not going to betray him. I think it's just going to make their relationship a little bit difficult at the firm. And Mike, I predict, will struggle with his new sobriety.
Really? All right now.
Absolutely.
I think he's going to struggle.
That's what I think too. And I think he's going to have more issues with that husband or ex-husband, whoever it is.
Oh. You think he's going to come back for another whaling, to whale him again?
You can't just punch a guy and then not see him again. You got to get that character back in the show.
I gotta get this man encyclopedia or this this handbook. I don't know how this goes. For me, I think like you said, I think Harvey's going to do everything he can, because he's an ambitious guy, to get his name on the door. I think he may come close, but I think the cliffhanger from the season is going to be, will Harvey stay or will he leave? So there we go.
Good.
I think we've wrapped it up from the rooter to the tutor. I love saying that. My name is Tara Johnson. Thank you so much for being here with us. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at TJ Path to Passion.
And I'm Ashida Onrae, and you can find me on Twitter at Ashida Onrae.
I'm Jon Foster. You can find me at in the John. No H.
Thank you so much. See you next week.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.